guys, how are you? How are you? Listen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you all are well. I want to talk to you guys now about preparing for the end of the year. The end of the year. For those of you guys who are new to me, I am Jennifer. I am a nonprofit expert, over 37 years of experience helping nonprofit leaders start, grow, and sustain their nonprofit businesses. Those of you who have been following and commenting and liking the videos, thank you so very much. It really helps me in terms of the engagement to help these videos get out to as many organizations and nonprofit leaders as possible. And I hope that you are finding the information helpful. Listen, I want to talk to you guys about year end. Those of you all who have followed me for quite a while, you know I'm always talking about strategic planning. I'm always talking about making sure that your organization is really following a plan and a system for success. And one of the things that you want to prepare for as we are approaching the end of the year is really beginning to put in place your plans and strategies for next year. Can you believe it that in less than 45 days, we're going to be into a whole new year? And so now is the time that your organization wants to begin planning so that you are not reacting, but proactive, right? And so what do you need to begin to do? First thing that you want to do is really look at your year to date, your actuals and your projections. That if you came into this year with some projections, be that programmatically, be that financially, be that regarding your organizational growth, did you meet those projections? Okay. And then looking at if you did meet those projections, congratulations. You want to now begin to look at yet next year's projections, right? If you did not meet your year's projections, you want to look at possibly what was wrong with your plan or your goals. Remember that goals are SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, right? So looking at your planning, looking at your capacity in terms of the people that might have been required or necessary or needed to achieve those goals. Look and examine all those things, right? Really look at what worked well this year so that it will help you to position your organization to plan properly going into next year. Okay. Did you have enough resources? Did you have enough team members to do the work? If there is no assessment, then there really isn't a possibility for a fair and effective evaluation that's going to help your organization move forward next year. The other thing that you want to really begin to look at are, what it is that you hope to grow in your organization. What worked well this year, right? What worked well this year? Based upon what worked well, as you plan for next year, you want to think about, do we want to continue and grow at the same pace, or what is going to be needed and required for us to grow to another level? Is it going to be more resources? Is it going to need to be more people? Is it going to need to be more money, right? Whatever it is that's going to help you to successfully maintain the momentum of growth, that's what you want to begin to plan for now. I often talk about people start their nonprofit organization because of the passion for the work, meaning the focus on the program. But you are a business. You are a business. And so in order for our businesses to end well, and then for us to plan for the next growth of wellness, right? Or being able to sustain or maintain what you've had, you got to know where that starting point is. I find that a lot of organizations start their nonprofits from the passion standpoint, right? What it is that you want to do within the program, but not really thinking about what is the furtherance of the organization to be able to maintain that program. So that means funding. That means funding comes from people. That means donor acquisition. That means donor cultivation. That means donor engagement, right? People give to what we do. People give to the work. And so in order to raise more money means that you need to build an awareness channel, an awareness stream or path to get more people aware of what you do. And so here at the end of the year, look at your cross-channel engagement, right? So those those pushes to your website, your social media sites. Where has there been growth, or where does there need to be growth? That type of assessment now begins to let you know what is working well, right? Your strengths. And then you're able to assess what are some of the weaknesses. Where are some of the areas that your organization really wants to put in place plans and strategies for greater success? That starts now. Again, you wanting to be proactive and not reactive. I always talk about how organizations don't fail because of lack of money. Money is not our problem. Usually it's the lack of planning. Usually it's the lack of knowing what the vision is going into next year, writing it down and making it plain, right? So that others could carry it on tablets. Y'all who know, I'm gonna leave it right there. But my point is this: you have to make it plain. That means plain in terms of what are the activities that are going to be needed to move the needle, and who's going to be a part of or responsible for those activities, so to ensure that that needle is moved, right? If there is no focus, if there is no responsibility placed, if there is no accountability for that needle being moved, guess what? That needle ain't moving, honey. That needle ain't moving. And so I just want to make sure that as you are coming to the end of this amazing year, so much has happened, so much could have happened, and you can leverage what has happened and even begin to plan better for what could have happened to be able to happen, for it to happen next year right now. Okay, you as the visionary, you as the one that is working in partnership and collaboration with your board, your volunteers, or even growing your relationships, deepening your relationships within your community. That is what's going to ensure that your organization has the path for success needed as we go into this next year. Organizations and businesses already are have their plan in place and have the people in place to execute that plan right now going into next year. And I want to make sure that you are also prepared in the same way. I've also talked about how I work not just in the area of grant writing or just in the area of fundraising, but in the area of strategic development, strategic implementation on the growth of your organization. And it doesn't happen by chance. And so really beginning to look at the numbers, being able to look at your capacity, looking at your wish list, looking at what you've done well, looking at and assessing what you could do better, and really setting a goal and a focus and the right activities to achieve that is going to position your organization to be stronger, not just yet next year, but even the year after. Those that have supported you this year, make sure that you connect with them, make sure that you are communicating with them, making sure that you are thanking them properly for their help and for their support and their partnership, and ensuring that your organization has been able to achieve the success that it has had to date. Those that supported you last year, but maybe did not have the reach or the opportunity to support you this year, now is the time to begin to think about how you want to engage or re-engage with those individuals so that you don't lose that support going into next year. I can tell you that one of the main reasons that donors and funders stop giving to organizations is because that communication channel is broken, right? They don't hear from the organization. They're not sure how their dollars made a difference. They don't know where their money went. And then they forget that they gave to your organization. So making sure that as you go into next year, that you, by the end of this year, really solidify your communication channels, right? A large part of your organization's success is going to be in communications, communicating with your donors, communicating with your funders, communicate with those that are connected to your organization so that you remain top of mind, being an organization of integrity so that they understand that their support and their resource pouring into your organization was a good investment. So it is important, it is imperative that right now you begin to put in place those reporting systems, those accounting systems, to let the people that support what you do, could support what you do, reinforce those that have supported you that this was a good choice, right? Begin to do that right now. This is an exciting time. This is an exciting time. And this is a time where your organization can really intentionally, systematically, and strategically try some new things. Broaden your borders if you're ready for that. Or if you're just now getting started, begin to have those conversations and build those relationships and really bring the importance of your mission top of mind. People first are supporters of your organization because they understand and believe in the mission of your organization, right? And then they understand the mission, and they also believe that it's realistic that you can achieve the impact with your program that's needed in your community. So beginning to raise that awareness and look at and examine the different ways that you can tell your story, different ways that you can communicate your case for support. And if there are things that you have not had in place, right, to go into a successful fundraising year, begin to put those things in place right now. Okay, put them in place right now. Put the videos in place. Get the testimonials lined up, right? Begin to share the reports of success and the goals that you have achieved and that you look to achieve. Begin to share with those that supported you in the past, those success stories, and letting them know the urgency of your organization's relevance and importance, and even desire to grow into next year, and why that's important. Begin to put those that information and those tools in place right now. Begin to gather those resources. Begin to inquire of your supporters, your board, your volunteers, and even those who've been in the program. Begin to create mechanisms of sharing the value of your work in different ways so that your organization can be prepared to move forward. Start thinking about some of the key dates that you want to celebrate going into next year, and how you want to celebrate them, and who's going to be involved in that, and what are your list of supporters or attendees that you want to now begin to identify. If you are looking to get into grant writing, making sure that you are evaluating or have the capacity to evaluate your organization's success. If you're looking to grow your funding streams, making sure that you are identifying what funding streams are working well now, right? You've got about 7, if not 8 funding streams. What are those? You've got individuals. That includes your regular donors, your major donors, your annual donors, your monthly donors, okay? You've got events. You've got corporate support, business support. You've got grants, you've got program services and fees, you got products and services, you got opportunities for in-kind and even collaboration opportunities and funding, right? Right now, begin to identify who are those agencies and partners that you can begin to create collaborative programs together. That's a great opportunity for funding, but those arrangements, those partnerships, identifying those relationships happen right now, okay? So that you can begin to negotiate and figure out what that negotiating is going to be looking like on both parts. What's going to be required from those that you are partnering with, and what's going to be required from your organization. Begin to lay that map out now. Okay, build the course of where it is that you want to grow, and then build the plan to achieve that course. It does not happen by chance. One of the things that I'm really excited about this year, as I look to work with many of you who need help, those of you guys who need a team, right? One of the things that I'm excited about is that we're now able to offer financing. Okay, for those of you who say, Jen, I need the work now and I need to pay later, right? We are excited that as we go into this new year and as you prepare for a successful next year. You want a team. You want a team of people that can do the work that possibly you don't have the capacity to do. You don't have the knowledge of how to do it, or you just don't have the time. Listen, running a business is not easy, and doing it all by yourself, oh my gosh, that's almost doggone near impossible, right? And so being able to have a team that can do the work with you, for you, can show you how to do it, and you have an opportunity to get the work now and then pay later, or pay as you go, is a wonderful way that I'm excited that we are able to help you all going into this next year. And that's available to you right now. Okay. Planning, planning, planning. If you don't have a plan of where you want to go, you don't really know where you want to go. And as we end this year, planning is important. Getting the people on the phone, networking right now, building your awareness and your relationships, deepening those relationships, really beginning to define clear asks of how people can support your work and what it is that you have a need and what's the return on that investment. Not just thinking about what your organization needs, but also what you offer, so that when you go into those conversations, you can talk about the return on the investment, the ROI. Begin to think about those things right now, right? And be excited, right? The work is the work. The work is the work. You understand what I'm saying? And while the work is plentiful, I can tell you that having done this work for 37 years, the reward is priceless. Y'all, the work that we do is priceless. You cannot put a price tag on the change, the reconciliation, the transformation, the resources and services that your organizations bring to lives every single day. It's priceless. And many times the work is thankless and it is tiring. I get it. I've been doing it a long time, but I join you in being excited, not just about what you have done this year, but now planning for an even bigger and better next year. Sustainability does not happen by chance, okay? Being financially and fiscally sound and in position to do the work that you do does not happen by chance. It takes a really strong plan, and it takes a really strong team to execute that plan, okay? So I want you to think about right now, plan for, prepare for how your organization is not only going to start, not only going to grow, but how you are going to position your organization to be sustainable. That means you've got an impactful program. That means you've got a clear case for support and a message to reach your donors and your funders. And you have the ability through those relationships that can and will be developed to generate the revenue so that your organization, with the support of your community, can achieve the work that is important and transformative and life-changing and needed in your community. And if there's any way that my team and I can be of assistance to you, we are here to help. We're here to give guidance. We're here to give coaching. We're here to give direction. Again, I've been doing this work for 37 years. I've trained thousands, and I would love to be able to work alongside you and your organization for your success as we approach a brand new year with brand new opportunities to impact and touch more lives. The work is important. You are important. Your vision is important. Your mission is important. And it's important to build the relationships that are needed to help us do this work so that we can build a legacy that will outlive all of us and continue to transform lives. I am your nonprofit expert over 37 years, here to help you, give you insight and information and strategies that I know work, okay, that I know work, and I want to see you succeed at. I would appreciate your thoughts and your comments about this video. Your likes and your shares are definitely appreciated, and just your engagement and your interest in this matter really encourages me to keep going. All right. I want you all to not only plan to have a great end of year, but I want you to think about how you're going to plan for an even greater and more successful next year. Okay. And that work starts now. I hope that this has been helpful to you guys. Again, thank you for liking. Thank you for following. Thank you for commenting. It means the world. Okay. And I will see you all a little later. Take care.